Hello guys, now in this video we discuss about the silent feature of the Electricity Act, how it gives the license to the generation company, if there is any licensing premises or there is any restriction put forward which were in the prior to this act. So hello guys, I am your host Kartikeya Hundet in the team of LEXIS and Company. We discussed in the previous video we discussed about the objective of Electricity Act. In this video we about the silent feature of Electricity Act, which helps the power sector in India to revolve and develop at a robust mode. So guys, now we discuss about some of the silent feature of the Electricity Acts. So one of the basic the preamble of this act and objective says that this act regulates the sectors such as generation, transmission, distribution and trading of electricity in India. So means all these four sectors are come under this act and regulated by this act only. So all the policies and rules related to this act were these sectors were made by this act and regulated by this act. So the generation means that who generate the electricities has been delicensed. Now through this act there is no requirement of licensing to the generation companies or the captive power freely permitted. So what does this means? Now in rural areas, if a generation company if prior to this act there was a strict and time consuming of taking a license from the government to start a generation of electricity, but now there is no need of license, or as we can see the generation has been delicensed and captive generations are freely permitted. The captive generation means in my house, if we want we put a solar power panel in our on our floor on our roof, so which means that we are generating our own consumption of light. We does not require license from the government to start this type of policy. So but through this act we are getting help of how prior to this act we have to get a license to generate an electricity, but through this act we can say that this act promote more reforms in the Electricity Acts by giving delicensing in generation sectors. Any generating companies may establish, operate, maintain a generation station without obtaining a license under this act, but there are some exceptions. For an hydro power plant, it required an clearance from the Environment Ministry under Section 73 Clause B of this act. So if you refer to this section, we know about the exceptions to this rule of delicensing in generation sector. The thermal generation does not require any clearance from central electricity authorities. Only a plant which having a large captive capacity or an interstate hydel project needs. So another feature is that no person shall transmit electricity, distribute electricity or undertake trading in electricity unless he authorized to do so. So in where we require licensing in transmitting electricity, distributing electricity and undertaking trading in electricity. If we are taking a company to take in trading, so they require a license which issued by this authorities given under this act. So no license required for generation and distribution in rural area, but in rural area there is no requirement of licensing. Central government may the act also says that central government may wish or discriminate make a reasons in the country to promote time to time modification in the rule related to the licensing policies in India. So the government of central government has this power authority also. So the another feature which in this act is the open access in transmissions, which in this provisions for the surcharge for taking care of current level of cross subsidies are also given. So some of the so now we discuss basically what are the important feature of this case. So first we getting a generation delicensing, which was one of the important features. Setting of captive power generation does not need permission, such as if we put a individual put his solar plant on his roof, so it does not require any any license from the authorities. Transmitting utilities at a central level will continue to hold responsibility for coordination, planning, or transmission of network. So the Central Electricity Authority Act having a supreme authority to regulate a transmission unit. Private companies can build transmission line for captive use or for common uses. So the power sector also provide the private companies to participate in these sectors. Open access, one of the important feature of this regulation is that any generation station will get access to transmission system at a fee subject to capacity availability. So in open access, if you having a surplus, if you have some energy, some electricity remaining after your use, you can give to someone else at a fee, or you can charge from that tariff rate at your both parties reasoning. So in this video, I hope you like the silent features, and basically I talked about most of the silent feature in this case of the Electricity Act. So you can refer to the case laws which can be help you to know about what are the Electricity Act, how it reform our Indian power sectors. So I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching this.